If Congress were going to pass laws to stop human trafficking and the fentanyl trade and secure our border against the Mexican drug cartels, wouldn't it follow, Mr. Sadolsky, that we would want to stop the exportation of American-made guns going to Mexico?
Yes, it would.
Well, unfortunately, H.R. 2, which Republicans have repeatedly pointed to as their toughest ever border security bill, does not mention guns one time. Not once. Thank you for calling this hearing today. We're here, I think, appropriately focused on a significant problem, which is the human trafficking and a corollary, the fentanyl trade that is predominated and controlled by the transnational criminal organizations called TCOs. Mr. Richmond, would you agree that the most powerful TCOs on the southern border are the Mexican drug cartels?
I would certainly think that the drug cartels have a significant impact.
Understand, you don't want to declare without having any background, but the drug cartels have significant control over human trafficking, correct?
I think we have definitely seen cases where drug cartels and gangs have shifted to not just selling drugs, but also moved into selling illegal commercial sex, as well as forcing people to work.
Mm-hmm. As well as the fentanyl trade that is running rampant, indeed. Correct? Now, we've had witness after witness come before this committee and testify that the Mexican drug cartels are able to control the border and the human trafficking and fentanyl enterprises because of their access to and possession of guns, especially AR-15 weapons of war. And I assume none of you disagree that the cartels derive so much of their power from their possession of guns, correct? Anyone disagree? All right, seeing none, I will move on. Mr. Villeda, do you know how many gun stores there are in Mexico?
IJM has no information on that matter, Mr. Congressman.
Okay. The answer is one. One single gun store. It takes months to get a gun. Do you know how many American manufactured guns are exported from the United States across the southern border to Mexico every year, Mr. Villeda?
I don't know that.
Well, would you be surprised if I said as many as 500,000 per year? So it follows then, right, Mr. Fitzpatrick, that one important strategy to combat the cartels and disrupt human trafficking and fentanyl trade would be to prevent the cartels from getting access to weapons of war that give them strength and power. Is that right?
I would have to consult my organizations that work on the border in order to give you an opinion.
All right, well, it's fairly common sense. And I'm sure the two subcommittee chairmen who have law enforcement backgrounds would agree that weapons can give a significant source of power to the Mexican drug cartels. Unfortunately, H.R. 2, which Republicans have repeatedly pointed to as their toughest ever border security bill, does not mention guns one time. Not once. So we Democrats are taking action. We are trying to identify real solutions that can get real results. And that's why today, along with my colleagues, Mike Thompson and Joaquin Castro, I introduced the Disarming Cartels Act. This bill would dramatically increase and intensify the Homeland Security's Department's efforts to combat the trafficking of firearms and ammunition produced by American companies and exported over the southern border. My bill would ensure that the Department of Homeland Security increases interagency collaboration to disrupt the flow of arms trafficking, and that we work with our partners in Mexico to identify US-based gun traffickers so we can stop that flow. Now, my Republican colleagues repeatedly sit here, hearing after hearing after hearing, pointing fingers at the Biden administration for all of the border security issues. Well, here's an opportunity to actually do something. And I urge each and every one of my friends on the other side of the aisle to join me and support this legislation that every expert agrees will help to secure our border. And with that, I yield back, Mr. Chairman.